I'm going to straighten it again. And this is the same family from the first one, a year later. So this was his newborn session, and then this is when he was 1, a little over 1, because he was born in December. So I did not really want to come back when it was cold again. So I'm going to increase my exposure and my shadows. And I'm going to pull down my blacks, add some contrast. And then I want to warm this up. So I'm going to add a little bit of magenta, just to about plus 28, and then really warm it up all over. And I'm going to pull it just to about there. I'm going to pull some of that orange back out of their skin to there. And I'm going to go to Edit in Photoshop. Here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and start. I am going to add a little bit of a matte to this, so I'm going to pull my curves. I'm going to just lock the shadows in place and pull that bottom slider up to about there. I want to brighten them up a little bit more, so I'm going to do another curves layer. This time I'm going to pull the midtones up to about there, and then I'm going to click on that layer mask and invert it with Control I with a soft brush at 30%. I'm just going to kind of brush over them. Stop the recording and my screen like flashed. So in case you missed, I am trying to go through and brighten their skin up. So I added a curves layer, brought the midtones up, and then I'm just lightly brushing it on at 30%. And I'm going to go over the blanket just a little bit too. So I'm going to concentrate on their faces more than anything to just really kind of bring that through. All right, I want to, I'm going to go ahead and try to warm this up a little bit more, but I want to add a solid color in here as well. So let me go to solid color again, and I'm going to pick just this nice pinky color, go to soft light, take it down to 10%, just to about there. I'm going to brush that off of them a little, so at 10%, the soft black brush, just kind of brush off of them. And then I'm going to try to add another solid color. Here we go. And I just want to pick a good kind of brown tone right about there. I like pretty earthy tones. Soft light again, and I'm going to bring this one down to about 18%. And I'm not going to brush it off of them at all. I do need to remove my flip-flops back there, so I'm going to go back to the background layer with the patch tool. I'm just going to trace around them and pull them over and just kind of blend this out a little bit better. And it looks like, I can't tell if that's somebody's shoes or part of the log, so I'm going to get rid of it either way. And then I'm going to get rid of this little spot. There, just trying to even this out a little bit better. There we go. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this little spot too, just because it's distracting to me. I'm going to add some sunlight coming down towards them, so I'm going to go to the gradient layer, and this time I'm going to do linear. I'm going to stick with radial. Oops, you want to keep it reversed. And I'm going to go to this gradient. Okay, click on this bottom right here to pick my color. And I just want to pick a good kind of yellowish color here. Just a nice like buttery yellow. I'm going to hit OK. And then I like it to kind of feather out to white, so I'm going to keep it on white. And then I just want to move it to where I would like it to be. And again, I don't want that harsh yellow in the middle. I just want that kind of feathered out look. Bring it right about there. So I'm kind of deciding where I want it based on where the sun is. And I don't really like that yellow color, so I click that again. I want it a little lighter than that. I don't want it to look so unnatural. Pull it down just a little. Hit OK. Alright, I'm going to warm this up a little bit. So I'm going to do a color balance layer. And again, shadows, you're going to add yellow. Midtones, you're going to add red and yellow. And highlights, again, add red and yellow. Just do about there. And I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. And that's it for that one. And I don't do a black and white and color for every single photo. I really just choose black and whites based on my personal preference. And I very rarely do black and whites where the background is so light and airy like this, especially with this backlighting. That's why I did for this one, because the background behind them is dark. They kind of stand out a little bit more. So I want them to stand out more than the background. And I just don't really prefer the way it looks. And same with these other photos that I didn't do a black and white for. I would not do a black and white for them. It wouldn't really be an option. I think I really kind of want to add more to this sky, so I'm going to bring this gradient mask down. I really want it coming down more on top of them. And I'm going to bring the exposure up. So really adding light to this trees. And I'm going to bring some magenta and some yellow. Just kind of, not quite that much magenta, but I just want to really make it stand out a little bit better. So we went from this